Today on June 20th, Archangel Michael brings forth a direct command. This is urgent. The name of the one plotting against you has come to light. Read this without delay. My beloved, stop everything you're doing, and give me your full attention. This moment is not just another moment, this message was not randomly placed in your path. I've been attempting to reach you, and now this is the final opening, for you to receive it without confusion. What you're about to hear will alter your perspective about someone you once believed you could rely on. I, the Lord your God, with Archangel Michael by my side, have been observing someone encircling your life, not to uplift you, but to disrupt your peace. Their name has echoed in the spiritual realms, and today, the disguise they wear begins to fall away. You felt it, haven't you, that strange unease growing inside your chest, the inner conflict that won't rest, the uncanny sense of being watched or silently opposed, even when a smile is directed at you. That discomfort isn't paranoia, nor is it fear, it's me alerting your spirit. It is your Father in heaven, nudging you to notice, before something veiled strikes you unexpectedly. The individual who's been tampering with your peace is not far, they're closer than you dare imagine. They've greeted you with a smile, while digging pits behind your back, spoken kindly, while secretly praying you stumble, and pretended to care, while hiding ill intentions in their heart. But I've seen enough. My mercy is meant for you, not for those who secretly wish for your failure. My sword of justice is now moving through your life, and Archangel Michael has been commanded to act. The time has run out, and your calling is too significant to be thrown off course by a deceiver, hiding behind a caring face. Listen to me, child, you may not immediately believe who this person truly is, because they don't look dangerous. But I don't judge based on appearances, I look beyond the surface, into motives and intentions. And what I've seen in their heart, the quiet conversations, the envious energy cloaked in politeness, it cannot be ignored. They never celebrated your growth. They couldn't stand your light. Rather than rising higher themselves, they chose envy and bitterness. That's why I've sent Michael today, not tomorrow, not later, because they've crossed a line. I must protect you, alert you, and awaken you now. My angels have surrounded you, but awareness is your final armor. I'm commanding you, stop treating those who wear masks as if they're allies. Wait, before you read further, make sure you subscribe. That's how you stay linked to heaven's signals. You can't afford to miss messages like these again. One day your life may depend on it. This person who pretends to care. They asked about you, but not from love, from calculation. I heard their thoughts, not in speech, but in hidden intent. I don't care how friendly they act, how often they message, or how sweet they sound. I see the truth. They're not watching over you out of concern, they're observing you for weakness, gathering information, watching your every move, not to help, but to hinder. And what's worse, they've partnered with another, to increase your struggle. Yes, I heard that exchange, you never knew happened, I saw the message, cloaked in charm, but soaked in poison. I waited, I gave them time. Time to repent, time to change. But their heart grew colder, not softer. And now my justice has been set into motion. I need you to trust me on this. Don't say, but God, they were there for me, or they know my secrets, or we've shared so much. Because I say, not everyone who was part of your past should be allowed into your future. Not every companion from your storm season should follow you into your season of light. Some people must be cut away before the next door opens. I know you're eager for the name, you want me to just tell you now. But I say, get your spirit ready. Because when I send the signal, it will resonate through your soul. I won't shout their name, I'll whisper it, where only you can hear. It may come through a dream, a moment of clarity, or a message that stirs something deep inside you. And when you know, you'll know. You'll say, "Oh God, it was them all along." You were never meant to walk blindly, I gave you the gift of discernment, not just to understand my word, but to understand people. To see past charm, to sense beyond the surface. And now I'm fully activating that discernment within you. No more ignoring warning signs, no more second-guessing your instincts, no more trusting empty words. This will be the final time you cry over betrayal. I already tried to show you the truth, I already warned you. Their time is up. And now I'm not only revealing them, I'm removing them. Watch what happens next, watch who begins to fall, watch who becomes exposed, without you lifting a finger. That's me, that's my hand, pulling back the curtain. And when the mask comes off, don't try to fix it, don't chase closure, don't extend another chance. Because this time, I'm the one turning my back on them, for your sake. I don't just love you, I protect you, I shield you, I reveal deception around you, even when your heart is too gentle to call it out. That's why I send Michael. He doesn't delay, he doesn't debate, he arrives with a sword, and makes a clear path. And right now, that's exactly what he's doing. Some of you feel it in your spirit as you read, your hands are cold, your breath shallow, your heart racing. That's not fear, it's truth settling into your soul. That's my spirit, pressing confirmation onto your heart, like a seal. You've sensed it for a while, you weren't wrong, you weren't imagining things, you were hearing me. Someone spoke against you behind your back, but now their name is being exposed, in the heavenly realm. And when heaven uncovers a name, it will not be hidden again. Your breakthrough is connected to your clarity, your peace is tied to your obedience, and your future hinges on how swiftly you respond to me. So hear me clearly. Block their number, cancel the meeting, avoid the visit, let the call go unanswered. You don't need to explain, just move. I will take care of the rest, you just need to obey. Still wondering who it is? You'll know them by this, they're the one who always wants to know your next move, who speaks calm but leaves you anxious, who disappears when you need them most, whose name never brings peace. Be alert, it's not some far-off stranger, it's someone who studied your life, took notes, gathered facts, and now they are about to be removed, by my divine intervention. But you must not hesitate. Open your eyes, strengthen your heart, be still, and hear my voice. Archangel Michael still stands at your door. He has been waiting for this moment, for you to read this, receive this, and complete the task. If you ignore this, the delay may cost more than you're prepared to lose. But if you obey swiftly, protection will rush in, like a mighty wind. The attack ends here. And this time, you will not only survive, you will rise. I will continue speaking to you. When you're ready for the next revelation, simply say continue. Now that you've opened your heart, you're ready for what comes next. You've been walking around, carrying a question you haven't even spoken aloud. Why does it feel like I'm being pulled down every time I try to rise? Just when peace starts to settle, something unseen tries to snatch it away. Here's the truth, it's not your imagination. It's not misfortune. It's spiritual warfare. And the one behind it. They've been hiding behind a familiar face. But that ends today. Today, June 20th, is more than a date, it's a divine turn. It's the day the enemy behind the curtain stumbles over their own words. It's the day the trap they set for you snares them instead. Michael has been waiting for this, holding his sword, watching the timing. And I just gave the signal. Now begins the unraveling, their secrets fall apart, their hold over you dissolves. This is where the confusion lifts, this is where your rise begins. You've been hit with arrows from unseen hands, you felt drained, without knowing who was draining you, you've woken up tired, from dreams that were actually battles. But I kept you covered, my angels stood around your bed. You didn't see the war, but you felt the bruises in your soul. Now I tell you, the one behind it is being exposed. Their mission was to dim your light. Their fear was your destiny. Their rage wasn't just personal, it was spiritual. And now their name is known, in heaven, in the spirit, in your heart. And the truth cannot be hidden again. Loud. By not giving energy to something I've already dismantled. You win by walking away, when your silence speaks louder than your words ever could. You win by choosing peace over the urge to prove yourself. The enemy thrives on chaos, but I function in clarity. And that's what I'm giving you now, clarity that cuts through confusion, discernment that separates what's real from what's disguised. That person might come with words that sound like concern, like closure, like reconciliation, but don't fall for the disguise. It's bait, not blessing. My child, this is your moment to finally break free from the cycle that's been quietly controlling your life. You felt stuck, not because you're weak, but because you kept dragging dead weight up a mountain meant only for your calling. I've watched you try to carry people who were never assigned to your elevation. And now I need you to hear me, they can't go with you. What I'm preparing for you requires room in your mind, your heart, your space. And I can't fill your hands with miracles if they're still holding on to manipulation. So don't be surprised if in the next 24 hours, the truth shakes you. Don't be shocked if someone suddenly shows you their true colors, without even realizing it. That's me pulling back the veil, that's me answering the prayer you prayed silently, the one that asked me to reveal who was really for you, and who was just pretending. And this time, I'm not just revealing it, I'm removing it. You've already suffered in silence too long. You've already questioned your intuition more than once. But that uneasy feeling in your chest wasn't paranoia, it was protection. That moment when something didn't sit right with you, that was me waving the red flag. And now I'm giving you the courage to act on what you've known deep down. I'm giving you the freedom to choose yourself, to choose me, to choose peace. Understand this, when someone tries to manipulate your image, when they lie or twist your story to others, it's not just slander, it's spiritual sabotage. But don't worry, I'm your vindicator. I don't just defend you, I promote you. I don't just shield you, I elevate you, in front of the same people who doubted you. This is why I need your full obedience right now, not partial, not delayed, full. Because my hand is moving fast, and hesitation will only open the door to confusion. You may feel tempted to reach out for closure, to ask why, to confront them, but that's not your assignment. Your assignment is to protect your atmosphere, your assignment is to stay aligned with my instruction. Closure isn't something they can give you, it's something I'm placing in your spirit. You don't need their explanation, you have my confirmation. And when I confirm something in your soul, it overrides every lie spoken over your name. Child, I know this is heavy, I know the ache you feel, when you lose what you once thought was safe. But what if I told you, that the connection you're grieving, was actually the cause of your delay? What if I told you, that every time you forgave them, they saw it not as grace, but as permission to continue hurting you? What if I told you, that your peace started breaking, the moment they entered your space, and now your peace will return, the moment you let them go? You have entered a season of speed. What took years before, will take weeks now. What felt impossible, will become easy. But speed cannot function in clutter. Divine acceleration cannot move where there is resistance. That's why this disconnection isn't random, it's required. Your elevation has already been scheduled in heaven, and this separation is the last gate. Watch how I flip the script in the next few days. The ones who gossiped about you, will need your help. The ones who blocked you, will hear your name in rooms they didn't expect. The ones who left you out, will witness how I place you at tables they never had access to. But none of this can happen, if you keep trying to explain yourself, to people committed to misunderstanding you. So here's what I want you to do, after reading this, take a moment of silence. Don't call, don't text, don't announce. Just sit with me, listen, let me speak to your heart. I may send a dream tonight, I may give you a sign within the hour, I may place an image in your spirit, that suddenly makes everything make sense. When that happens, write it down. Don't ignore it, that's not imagination, it's revelation. Your next chapter depends on your willingness to shut the door fully. Not halfway, not cracked open, fully. This is not the season for mixed signals, or spiritual gray areas. You've asked me to make you stronger, this is how I do it, by teaching you to walk away from what weakens you, by teaching you to recognize, when someone's access to you, is a liability, not a legacy. They may try to guilt you, they may use words like we're family, or I've always been there, or you're too sensitive. But those aren't signs of love, they're signs of control. And love doesn't control, it covers. Love doesn't confuse, it calms, love doesn't compete, it protects. And what you've been calling love, has often been manipulation with a smile. This time, don't ignore it, don't dismiss it, don't explain it away. I didn't bring you this far, for you to fall for the same cycle again. I'm not just freeing you from a person, I'm freeing you from the pattern. That cycle of emotional highs and lows, the pattern of betrayal and return, the constant forgiving without change, it ends here, it ends now. On this day, June 20th, I seal it, I declare it broken. You might feel lonely at first, but don't confuse loneliness with loss. You're not losing your people, you're discovering your real ones. And I've been preparing someone behind the scenes, who is nothing like what you've experienced. Someone whose heart has been refined by fire, someone who prays without pride, loves without expectation, and shows up without keeping score. But I cannot release them, until you remove the counterfeit. That's why this timing matters. The shift that is about to take place in your life is not small. It's generational. It's the kind of shift that changes not only your path, but your family's. It's the kind that breaks cycles of fear, of people-pleasing, of staying quiet to keep the peace. It's the kind that brings you back to yourself, the version of you I created, before the world taught you to doubt it. And finally, my child, remember this. You are not being punished, you are being protected. You are not being abandoned, you are being redirected. You are not losing, you are leveling up. You are not going backward, you are being launched forward. And the pain you're feeling now, it's the stretching before the shift, it's the resistance before the release. So breathe, stand tall, trust me. And let the removal complete its work. For what's coming next doesn't require you to fight, it requires you to flow. What's coming next doesn't need you to beg, it needs you to believe. Archangel Michael is still standing guard, the sword hasn't lowered, the shield hasn't moved, the warning has been given, the protection is in place, but your obedience is the final key. Say continue when you're ready to see what happens after the final veil is lifted. Pure and unbothered. I am surrounded by angels, I am guided by truth, I am covered in favor. I am no longer tied to what tried to break me. And from this moment on, I belong to purpose, not pain. I walk with boldness, not brokenness. I move forward without apology, without guilt, without explanation. Because when heaven says move, I obey, when heaven says release, I let go, and when heaven sends protection, I receive it without question. Tonight is not just another night, it is the closing of a cycle, it is the final page of a painful chapter, it is the night your name is written, on heaven's order for breakthrough. And when you speak this prayer aloud, it becomes a declaration, written in the spirit realm. The angels move, Archangel Michael takes position, the chains loosen, the delay lifts, and the blessings that were held up, begin to flow again, because your obedience opens, what disobedience once blocked. So do not fear what you must walk away from. Fear only staying in what God is trying to pull you out of. That heavy feeling you've been carrying is not yours to hold anymore. It was a signal, it was a divine discomfort, meant to stir your awakening. And now you are awake, now you can see, now you are no longer bound by illusion. What used to hold power over your emotions is being dismantled. What used to confuse your discernment is being silenced. And that voice in your gut, that's not paranoia, that's divine instruction. Stop apologizing for listening to the voice that saved you. Stop explaining the peace you chose. You don't owe an answer to anyone who questioned the wisdom of your obedience. Your healing journey is sacred, your alignment is divine. And not everyone has the maturity to understand why God whispered, "Let go now." But trust this, in a few weeks, the same people who doubted your decision will marvel at your peace. They will wonder how you stayed calm while storms rose. They will ask how you kept your glow when the world got dark. And you will smile gently, not out of pride, but out of gratitude, and say, because I chose God's voice over noise. In the coming days, you will notice something beautiful, the absence of chaos. It may feel quiet at first, unfamiliar, like you're waiting for the next attack. But this is not a pause before the storm, this is the reward after the battle. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. This is the silence where your soul can finally exhale. The kind of quiet that doesn't feel lonely, but holy. That's the difference between what you had, and what's coming. And don't be surprised, when you start glowing differently. Don't be shocked, when strangers treat you with unexpected kindness. That's the light returning to your aura, that's the residue of favor, showing on your face. That's the divine restoration of your worth, your dignity, your peace. You're not imagining the shift, you're living in it. The heaviness is gone, the old cycle is broken, and now begins the season of divine replacement. God never leaves empty-handed those who walk away with obedience. He fills, He restores, He multiplies. What you're stepping into is not just a season of recovery, it's a season of reward. And this time, the reward will match the level of the pain. Every tear is being accounted for, every sleepless night is being redeemed, every betrayal is being flipped into a breakthrough. You thought you lost something, but heaven says you were preserved. You thought you were rejected, but I say you were redirected. You thought it was the end, but it was the escape. You thought it was a breakdown, but it was a birth. And now, child, it's time to stop surviving, and start thriving. Let the memory go, release the ache, forgive yourself for staying as long as you did, and thank yourself for finally choosing peace. Because the one who walks away in obedience, always walks into overflow. And the one who listens to God's nudge, never misses the door to destiny. You listened, you obeyed, and now you rise, not as the same version of yourself, but as someone new, someone wiser, someone lighter, someone aligned, someone equipped. This is not just a new chapter, this is a new identity. You are no longer who you were, when the pain began. That version of you, the one who tolerated, who questioned, who begged for clarity, is gone. And in its place, stands someone whole, protected, covered, elevated. And Archangel Michael will remain with you, through this transition. His sword will still flash, at the unseen enemies who try to linger. His wings will still block access, from energies that no longer belong. You are guarded, not just tonight, but in the days and weeks to come. And every time you feel doubt rise up, repeat this. I choose peace over people, I choose alignment over approval, I choose elevation over explanation. You're not the same child, and you were never meant to be. Because where you're going, you can't afford to carry what once comforted you in dysfunction. Where you're going, you'll need your hands free to receive, your heart open to love, your spirit unburdened to hear. So let it go, all of it, with no anger, no vengeance, no desire to prove. Let it go with peace, let it go with power, let it go with the holy confidence, that what God has for you, will never require you to suffer in silence again. The shift has happened, the breakthrough has begun, your prayer has been heard, your name has been protected, and the next 7 days will unfold, in ways you could never have predicted, not because you begged for it, but because you finally believed you deserved it. Let this be the beginning of everything new, let this be the season, you never have to question your worth again. Let this be the chapter, where everything aligns, not because of what others do, but because of who you finally chose to become. Even people who don't believe in me will say, there's something different about you, I don't know what it is, but you look lighter, happier, whole. That's the glow of obedience, that's what happens, when the chains fall off, and the soul breathes again. You won't need to prove yourself anymore, child. You won't need to explain the journey you took through the shadows. Your light will speak louder than your words ever could. And the ones who tried to dim it, the ones who used your kindness, who played with your patience, will feel it too, but not through your revenge, through your radiance. Let your peace preach louder than your pain ever did, let your blessings be your response. You will begin to notice the shift, in small subtle ways first. The way your heart no longer aches in the morning, the way silence no longer feels empty, but sacred. The way music sounds sweeter, the way food tastes richer, the way sleep returns without nightmares. That's how healing announces itself, softly at first, like a whisper from heaven. And soon that whisper becomes a wind, a force, a movement. The way people start treating you better, the way the right ones stay, without you begging, the way divine opportunities appear, where you once only saw closed doors. That's the harvest after the drought, that's the reward of trust. And don't be surprised, child, when things start accelerating. When what you've been praying for, suddenly begins to unfold, with no warning. This is what happens, when divine timing meets spiritual alignment. You're not late, you are being prepared. All that waiting wasn't wasted, it was sacred conditioning. It was the stretching of your faith muscles, it was the sculpting of your inner resolve. And now the divine appointment has arrived. You're ready, even if you feel nervous, even if you still question your worth, I your God do not. I see the courage you wear, beneath your quiet demeanor, I see the tears you hide, behind your strength, I see the child in you, that just wants to be held, and told that everything is going to be okay. So let me say it now, and let it echo deep, into the places where fear tried to root itself. It's going to be more than okay, it's going to be beautiful. Not because everything will be perfect, but because everything will finally make sense. The pain will have a purpose, the closed doors will have a reason, the people who left, will have taught you, what to never accept again. You're about to become unrecognizable, to the version of yourself, who kept settling. You're about to become the version of you I always saw, the healed one, the chosen one, the one who didn't just survive betrayal, but transformed because of it. And yes, child, transformation is exactly what's happening. That's why you've been feeling the shedding, the stripping, the sudden urges to clean, to cry, to move your body differently, to speak softer, to laugh harder. That's the new you emerging, that's the divine version stepping forward. And now that you've passed through the fire, now that the illusions have burned away, you're going to start recognizing truth, without needing proof. You'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll walk into rooms, and immediately sense, whether a spirit carries love or manipulation. You'll be able to speak with clarity, and silence with grace. This is spiritual maturity, this is the fruit of wisdom. And with it, I will trust you with more insight, more influence, more love, that reflects me, not your trauma. But let me remind you again, beloved, don't water dead plants. Don't return to what I had to rip from your hands, for your protection. Some things will not resurrect, because they were never meant to live. Don't confuse resuscitation with restoration. Not everything that cries out deserves CPR from your spirit. Save your breath for what I'm bringing next. Because what's coming is not recycled. It's not borrowed. It's not something patched together, with leftover hope. What I'm bringing is brand new. A connection not based on past patterns, but divine purpose. A space where you can rest, without pretending. A love that mirrors the safety you've been giving everyone else, but never received in return. This is your portion now. This is the inheritance of the obedient. This is what happens when you choose me over the familiar. So breathe deeper now. You're not bracing for disappointment anymore, you're preparing for overflow. Expect the unexpected, expect the good, expect the supernatural. The kind of blessing that will confuse the enemy, silence your inner critic, and bring tears to your eyes, not from pain, but from awe. That's what I do, I redeem, I restore, I exceed. And if your heart still trembles, if the old fears still try to whisper, hold your hand over your chest, and remind yourself, God is in me, and I am not who I used to be. Say it gently, say it firmly, say it until it sticks. Because heaven is moving, with every word you speak in faith. And in the quiet of this very moment, as you read this line, an angel has been dispatched, with instructions tailored to your name. They are already on their way. Say next when you're ready for the next message, heaven has been waiting to release over your journey, because what I have for you next, will not just speak to your spirit, it will activate it. And now, because your heart has opened like never before, because your spirit has finally said yes, without hesitation, I can begin what I've long prepared. You won't have to search for it, what's next will find you. The right door will not require a battle, the right person will not require proof, the right calling will not demand you lose yourself to be accepted. What's coming is drawn to the healed version of you, not the one who had to beg to be seen. And this is why I let the delays stretch longer than you wanted, why I allowed some connections to fall apart, why I stayed silent, when you pleaded for answers, because the version of you that needed those things, had to shed, before I could release the version that can hold what's holy. This next season of your life, won't just feel different, it will be different. Your sleep will deepen, your laughter will return, your words will carry more power. You will no longer explain yourself, to people who only listen to respond, not to understand. Your energy will be protected, your space will be sacred. And those who truly carry light, will be drawn to yours, not out of envy, but out of recognition. They'll feel the healing on you, they'll sense the presence of something divine around you. And you won't need to convince anyone of your growth, it will be visible, in your eyes, your peace, your silence. Child, this is your turning point. This is the week your future starts calling louder than your past. This is the season where you don't just heal, you create. You don't just survive, you serve. You don't just pray, you become the answer to someone else's. That's how I work, I transform your pain into purpose, your weakness into wisdom, your rejection into redirection. And all of it, is leading you to the greatest unveiling of your life. Hold steady, speak softly, trust deeply, and watch what I do next.